Exclusive. One of the biggest stories of the season has just been confirmed. A key Panthers player is leaving. The star winger has already sorted out his future away from Penrith and, when the time comes, he will embark on $1 million project that is shaking up the entire NRL. You're about to understand everything. But first, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a single hot and breaking update from the Penrith Panthers. Yes, Panthers fans, the news many of you probably didn't want to hear right now is official. Brian To'o, one of the most important figures of Penrith's winning generation, has agreed to leave the club and signed a 3-year deal with the PNG Chiefs, the new expansion franchise preparing to officially enter the National Rugby League. But there is one extremely important detail, and it completely changes the way Panthers fans should look at this news. Brian To'o is not leaving Penrith immediately. The 27-year-old has been given permission to negotiate his future early, but he will honor the remainder of his current contract with the Panthers. That means To'o will continue wearing the Penrith jersey until the end of the 2027 season. His permanent move to the PNG Chiefs will take place after that, in 2028. In other words, the farewell has been agreed, but it hasn't arrived just yet. And that may be the most important point for Panthers fans right now. Because despite the shock caused by the confirmation, Penrith will still have Brian To'o for 2 more full seasons to enjoy a player who has become a fundamental part of one of the most successful eras in the club's recent history. To'o isn't just another winger. He has been a major part of the Panthers' identity for years. His power, ability to generate meters, defensive intensity, and presence in big moments have made him one of the most recognizable players in the team. For a fanbase accustomed to watching him represent Penrith in the biggest battles, knowing there is now a set date for his departure inevitably brings a mixture of emotions. Pride in everything he has built, concern about the future, and, above all, the feeling that an era is slowly coming to an end. But there is another ingredient in this story that makes everything even more interesting. When Brian To'o finally leaves Penrith, he won't simply be joining an unfamiliar team. The star winger will be reunited with an old premiership-winning teammate, Jerome Luai. The move to the PNG Chiefs in 2028 will once again put 2 players together who were part of one of the most dominant periods in Panthers history. To'o and Luai shared historic moments at Penrith, played key roles in successful campaigns and helped build an identity that left its mark on the competition. Now, years later, they will have the opportunity to write another chapter together. And the PNG Chiefs project is anything but small. The new franchise is entering the NRL surrounded by huge expectations and with the financial capacity to attract big-name players. The significant government backing behind the project has become one of the most talked about issues behind the scenes, particularly after rival club officials raised concerns about the financial and tax advantages that could benefit the new team. It is in this environment that Brian To'o has emerged as one of the major pieces of the project. An established NRL player, a premiership winner, experienced and accustomed to performing under enormous pressure. For a franchise building its identity before even officially taking the field, signing a player like To'o represents much more than simply adding a winger to the squad. It is a statement of intent. The PNG Chiefs want to enter the competition and be taken seriously. And Brian To'o will be one of the players chosen to help build this new chapter. For the Panthers, however, the challenge will be looking beyond 2028. Ivan Cleary will have 2 seasons to manage this reality. Rather than losing the player immediately, Penrith will have time to make the most of To'o, plan for his eventual replacement and develop a new generation capable of filling the enormous space that will be left when the winger finally departs. And Cleary himself made sure to highlight just how important To'o has been to the club. Brian is an exceptional player and an even better person. He has been a fundamental part of everything we have built here. We are completely focused on making the most of the next couple of seasons alongside him before he begins this new chapter in his career. That statement perfectly sums up the feeling around Penrith. The departure has been confirmed, but the story isn't over yet. In fact, it is only just beginning. Because now every season, every big game and every decisive moment Brian To'o has in the Panthers jersey carries a different meaning. The fans know that 2027 will be the final chapter of his time at the club, and that inevitably changes the way everything that happens from now on will be viewed. At the same time, there is one unavoidable question: who will be capable of filling the huge void left by To'o when the time comes? Penrith have built their strength by constantly refreshing their squad without abandoning their identity. Important players have left in the past, young talents have stepped up and the machine has continued to operate. But replacing someone with Brian To'o's experience, physicality, and history will not be an easy task. And perhaps that is exactly why Panthers fans don't need to turn this into an early farewell. There is still plenty of footy to be played. To'o will remain a Panther until the end of 2027. He will still have big matches, major challenges, and plenty of opportunities to add new chapters to his Penrith story. But there is now one certainty that changes everything. When 2028 arrives, Brian Tuo will be on the other side. And he will be wearing the jersey of a franchise that is already making plenty of noise before even officially entering the competition. The reunion with Jerome Luai will be one of the major attractions of this new chapter. For the Panthers, it will eventually be time to say goodbye to another player who helped build an unforgettable era. So, Panthers fans, the question is unavoidable. How do you feel knowing that Brian Tuo will remain with the Panthers until the end of 2027, but has already decided on his future away from the club? Do you believe Penrith should immediately start preparing his replacement? Or would you rather enjoy every moment of the next 2 seasons and leave the farewell until the time actually comes? Because one thing is certain, the countdown to the end of the Brian Tuo era at Penrith has already begun. And now I want to hear your honest opinion, Panthers fans. Do you think Brian Tuo is going to be a massive loss for our team? Will the Panthers be able to bounce back without losing more key players? Yes or no? Leave your honest opinion in the comments below, because your opinion is extremely important to us. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe, because this is where you get all the latest Penrith Panthers news firsthand, with speed, accuracy and credibility.